when we begin and end. I let you know when it's time to go, cause baby I say when you get to play, you think you know the rules, but I change them every day. Come and sit and stay, you haven't got a clue, but I like to do my way. Don't speak out everyone, guess I'm greedy like that, I'm a greedy girl. Just breathe, feel that oxygen, while you counting from 1 to 10. Listen, baby, I say when, baby, I say when. Don't make a move till I tell you to, cause baby, I say when, only I say when. We begin and end, I let you know when it's time to go, cause baby, I say when. Listen, baby, I say when. Listen, baby, I say when you get to touch, keep begging all you want, cause I love you on your knees. You can't get enough of everything you want and need, baby. Don't speak out everyone, guess I'm greedy like that, I'm a greedy girl. Just breathe, feel that oxygen, while you counting from 1 to 10. Listen, baby, I say when, baby, I say when. Don't make a move till I tell you to, cause baby, I say when, only I say when. We begin and end, I let you know when it's time to go, cause baby, I say when. Listen, baby, I say when. Listen, baby, I say when. Listen, baby, I say when, baby, I say when. Don't make a move till I tell you to, cause baby, I say when, only I say when. We begin and end, I let you know when it's time to go, cause baby, I say.
Okay, welcome to day 4 of Build in Public, and we're going to build a $1 million business using vibe coding only. And what we'll go through in this series of events is we'll be using Codex and Claude and all the others to just build out small bets and get to a point where we get to $1 million in revenue. This is the end goal. And if you've been following the previous days, you will know that we're doing a few different things, right? So we're building out a SaaS called fastcoach.io, and that one is ready for us to review. Well, maybe it is. At least the agent has subbed, so we need to check out what's going on there. Then we're building out the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel we have made the graphics for. We have made a trolls.im/live, where you can see the upcoming live sessions. You can see what we are working with. Well, you can see the upcoming sessions and you can see the live streaming right on page. Then we have also been working on generating leads for compound coders. And so compound coders is a training that I'm creating, which is targeted at corporates who want to become really great at using AI in their own workflows inside their company. And so it's a very comprehensive training that covers all the different aspects of coding with AI, and in a way where you learn to do this with senior judgment. So you're not leaving anything up to specific vibes. It's the exact same principles we're using for building out the things that we are doing in these live streams. And then finally, we are spending some time and money on generating leads. So if you were there in any of the previous days, we have set up something called XP, which is an automatic outreach email, I don't know what you call, sales machine. And something exciting happened yesterday. I actually got my first lead through that. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then the final thing we need to do is we need to check out what exactly does Google AdWords do at this point, because we've also set up AdWords. So one of the strategies, so we have a few different strategies here for reaching that $1 million, right? So first of all, we are having a high-end product which is targeted at corporates. We need to get in contact with those people and we need to start talking with them. So that is one aspect of it. Then we are having the social media channels. And so the idea with the social media channels is the following, that as content get better and as we get more of it, people will start paying attention to it. And once they start paying attention, you start getting revenue from those channels. So that means you could be looking at anywhere from a few $100 to a few $1,000 in just revenue from talking about what you're doing. So that's another revenue stream we're working on. Then we're working on the fastcoach.io, which is a offering for people who have a YouTube channel and a Discord channel, which happen to be me. I have that. And the idea here is that you can take your YouTube videos, train them into a digital version of yourself, and deploy that in your Discord channel and on your homepage to interact with people who want to talk with you. Now, this is a very, very powerful idea because it basically gives people access to your knowledge without that you have to manually answer everything. It helps you promote your content and it helps your audience find the relevant pieces of your content that can help them in their situation. So I've already tested this out. The first version of Fast Coach was an app. That one did one sale so far, but I think that the positioning of the app was wrong. That should have been targeted at creators. I can see this is what other people in the space is doing. So we're going to pivot that. And if you recall from the previous sessions, I'm part of this ship or die community. And if we just go and have a look there, I think I have something like 15 days left to actually ship this. Where did my browser go? Yeah. So let's just go and check that out. Yeah, 17 days. So I think that should be more than time enough to actually finish this thing. So we're in the build phase right now, and then finally we need to launch. So I'm hoping to have this done in 7 days. So we're 10 days ahead of time, but who knows? So the thing is, we're doing this completely autonomously. And in order to do that completely autonomously, we are having to put a lot of faith into the workflows that we have already developed inside of the repository, which means that there is still a chance that things could go wrong. If they go wrong, hopefully we'll learn. Well, we will for sure learn something. I'm completely convinced about that. Every time that something goes wrong, you learn something, and that's the mindset we're coming at it with these things. Then I think that is pretty much it. At this point, I think we should go and check what our agent is doing and actually how far along we are with things. So if we go back here, so if you followed the wait screen, one of the things that I realized that I need to have a wait banner on the first 10 minutes of the live stream, because I start the live stream 10 minutes before just to allow people to get into the live stream. And in that time, there should be a banner saying, hey, we are coming on soon. And yeah, that's what we're doing here. So let's just wait for that to finish. And let's see what it has done with oh no, it's blocked. Let's see. Install use. I have no idea what column. Let's check that out. Let's check that out. Is that something with browser? Oh, nice. This seems to be something related to Lima. Why does it need that? I have no idea. Okay. Oh my god, this does Kubernetes as well. I feel like we could actually move all our development onto a local Kubernetes server. Oh, cluster, that is. Okay, this seems to be pretty comprehensive. I wonder... Okay, what is this actually doing? Container runtime, okay. Let's see, what does it actually want to do with this? Okay, so it wants to use Colima for our browser acceptance. Exact roles, provider model, and pro for retention, policy training. Currency allowance, expiry. Maximum answer charge, coach budget. Confirmation that second creator proof belongs at... Holy crap, this is Chinese. Some of this. Desktop release, DNS owner publication of for... Okay. Let's have a look at the decision gate here. The provider routing slice is complete. Database execution and qualification and evidence and bound to exact provider config UUID environment fallback, and every provider runs to fail to identify exact. Okay, decision gate. Repository owned foundations are implemented. Real acceptance cannot proceed truthfully until the user decides or authorizes whether codecs may update Docker desktop or install isolated Colima runtime unhosted. Okay, that should be fine. The exact trolls provide. I don't understand this retention training use policy. So this seems to be something related to how long the thing actually. So how long the coach actually lives. Okay, so let's try to do this. Okay. Okay, so I think this needs a little bit of thought. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do the pricing, right? Because the original product had a bring your own key pricing where you could just go in, buy the product, and then it was yours forever to use. Problem with that model is that we cannot keep track of ownership of coaches. We cannot do a whole bunch of things that we ought to do in order to be legally compliant and all of that. And so I think I need to just have a think about this. Maybe chat with the chat about how exactly we're going to do this, because it's not entirely clear to me what we should do. That we already have it so we can choose an uplift on the inference side. So when people do a inference or chat completion, we'll be charging them something per model, but we'll be paying something else, which means that the uplift is already kept into the thing. Is the question really is, are we going to add an additional uplift in terms of the coach? I don't think so. I don't think that would make sense. If we just keep it simple, we're a core LLM provider, and this is a service added on top of it. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. I would be curious to hear comments on what you think about that. This is insanely poor design. So I'm trying to answer a question here, but I can't actually see the remaining part of the message. It would have made sense to make it so you could lower or hide this message, or at least scroll up so that it appears on top of the screen. This is this is just stupid. This is another thing I really wish that LLMs would be better at. So you ask it to clarify itself, and it comes with this entire essay of what it thinks. I'm not a person who really likes a lot of text. I think it's a little bit tiresome to have to read this much. But yeah, this seems to be the way that these LLMs are working, so I'll just have to deal with it. All right.
Yeah, it could be worse. Maybe that's what they want us to think. Some Titanic ship just waiting to sink. I'm always down for the cause, just waiting to link. Life is precious, gone in a blink. It's gone in a blink. Keep on going, keep on writing, keep on flowing. It's cold, but I dip my toe in. Life is mad, but you gotta keep going. Ducking, diving, juggling, throwing. BTS, the seeds we're sowing. No one that I'm borrowing from or owing. Big boy mental pain like Bowen. Determined to keep on growing. Lyrics, the service, it keeps on showing. Stay in my own boat, keep on rowing. Roll, roll, roll. What are you doing with the things you're knowing? It's not clear and I'm not sure, so I just wanna go, go, go. Maybe that's what they want us to think. Some Titanic ship just waiting to sink. I'm always down for the cause, just waiting to link. Life is precious, gone in a blink. It's gone in a blink.
So I haven't actually checked whether the assistant on Epidemic Sound can do this, but I really hope it can, because curating a playlist actually takes a lot of time. So let's see what it does, if it can actually do this. Oh yes, it does do something. Let's try to see what it's actually playing here. Because what I'm a little bit afraid of leaving this chat now, so I'm quite impressed that it managed to find the music that I want. But I'm not sure if... Okay, so it has a conversation ID, so there's a chance that something is persistent here. Let's just check this out. Let's see if it actually did the playlist or if it just... No, there's only one track and that's what I've added, so it can't add the music to the playlist. That's really too bad. So I need to do that manually still. Okay. Wait, what? So just delete it. Fucking hell. Okay. All right, let's see if it can do it this time. So it seems it doesn't have the ability to actually add it to the playlist, which I think is a pity. It would be great if it could do that, because... This is just tedious to do and completely unnecessary work. It's the kind of thing that you would have expected that they have actually fixed at this point. In particular, because now I don't remember if I added these ones or not. Okay, so it's already there. Right. It's very hard to see what I've actually added and what I haven't added. So I think this is one of the things we probably want to automate at some point. I would be quite keen to make a command line tool for building out our playlist. That shouldn't take too long to do, so that might be something we do once we have done the ship or die challenge. Because honestly, this is... It's the kind of task that you'd think was gone by now. Okay, let's go to day 4. Play. So there is a lot of things here that the model actually should have figured out by itself, because we've solved all of these problems many times before. We've solved it when we did the Compound Coders website. We have solved it when we did the OneUp website. And in fact, I thought we had already implemented this, so I'm a little bit confused about the questions here. So we are just going to gently put the model back on track. And then at some point, I do think we need to review what it has actually done. But for now, let's just try to push it back on track, and then eventually review if it's done what we asked it to do. So I think this is a very interesting case because we have a very, very comprehensive plan of what we're going to do here, but it turns out that the plan, which we've just triggered completely autonomously, might not have been going in the right direction. And since I didn't really care to spend time looking at all the hundreds of files, it seems to have gone off the rails. This is an interesting case in the sense that we need to have a way to correct the plan and figure out how to get it back on track, because obviously all the tedious planning that took everything in one direction now needs to be redone. So we'll see what it says to these things, but I feel like we are slightly off track here. It shouldn't be a huge issue, but on the other hand, I think there are some things here that are slightly concerning. It should have reused the libraries we already have instead of going and reinventing a whole new flow that will just cause us a massive headache in maintaining, and also which hasn't been tested at all. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Let's see what it what it comes back with once we have sent this off, and then in the meantime we should think about what does the flow look like when we are going to correct something that's off track. I think this is a very valuable thing to actually figure out. So one of the good things about the very comprehensive tracking we have here is that everything that we need to do or have decided to do, we can actually go through what are the epics, what are the milestones, what are the acceptance criteria, and it's all really well documented. So we have a very comprehensive set of artifacts to help us work out exactly what was here. So complete onboarding, desktop training, export, posted upload, and qualification remains publicly inactive. So it seems that it's completely missed a very important point here. We are only dealing with the SaaS. We should not be doing anything with the desktop app whatsoever. So we need to clarify that. code should be available to use. Right, okay, so I think really what we have discovered here is one of the biggest flaws in how I'm doing the development. Right, so when things goes off the rail, what we really want to do is we want to correct, well, actually we want to, have an assessment about, is it worth pursuing what we've already done, or should we go ahead and just completely restart? And B, how do we correct? Because we have a whole bunch of artifacts here. You can see we have acceptance criteria 106. That means that there is 106 acceptance criteria before this, and these might very well contain things that are not something that we desire. So I think that that's the problem. We should have a way to actually correct from that. Okay, so we're going to try to see if we can get this back on track by simply just having it go through all the artifacts and updating them to the right direction. Okay, and so while we wait for the corrected fast coach, we are going to update our Rodecaster so that we have support for starting soon when we are starting a new live stream. So let's get to that one. See, we have the overlays here, and we want to add media, but wait, before we do that, let me just see, that one is here. I'm going to put that one on the desktop. And now we are going to add that one here, live stream starting. Let's just try this out. Yay, starting soon. Then we have our own, all our other CTAs. So next live event, book a call, and get the training. But this is super cool. So tomorrow when we start, we can have this one at the top of the stream. And I think that's pretty much it. I wonder if you could do a countdown with this stuff. That would be pretty cool. And I think there's no need to save anything. I think it's already saved automatically. So I'm just going to check if we could do a countdown as well. And then let's get back here and see. Okay, so we are halfway to having something ready that we can review. feel like we could probably do something like this, but it might just be simplest to just do a approximate overlay, right? So we just have a timer that counts down from 10. So let's see, can this MP whatever? Well, that's actually, I know it can be added as an overlay because that's pretty much what we're doing now. We're overlaying one video with another video, so that can definitely be done. I'm just thinking, could we make this a little bit more fun? We probably could, right? So I know that I can add various things. So for instance, I have this video sequence I can put in, which goes like this. But what if we could do something like that and just make it a little bit more fun? Well, let's leave that for now. Let's just keep it simple. Oh, and still no progress here. So I feel like we just... The repository confirms your memory. Remember, it's already shared. All right. Okay, cool. So we're actually not off track here. It was just how the agent chose to formulate things. So 3 audits. Let's just add one more thing. So I think for the worker training, we need to use workers similar to what we do in, let's just dictate this. Okay, so for the worker infrastructure, we need to use a worker infrastructure and signal infrastructure similar to that in compound coders. And we'll use SQS for doing the actual messaging, similar to how we do it in compound coders. Again, here it's really important that we use the exact same code that already exists. So if there is a code that can be reused, we should reuse it. Right, let's just add something else. And otherwise, we should reuse as much as possible, staying as close to the same kind of concepts as we have already established it in the repository. So I think all in all, this is actually really comforting because it shows that all of the policies we've put in place are doing their job. They're making sure that we are aligned with what we actually want. And if you recall the original prompt of this whole thing, give me a second here. So if you recall the original prompt, like basically we did not really do much. We asked it, what is the vision here? It found a vision document. And I think one of the things that confused it is that vision document also talks about the desktop app, but other than that, it has pretty much done what we wanted to do, right? And it's staying within the repository policies that we have established. So I think all in all, this is pretty great. I'm actually really happy here. Cool. I just want to show this because I think this is really cool. So Alexa is one of the indie hackers on X, and I actually really like her landing page. It's super easy to see what you can get from her. And I really love the concept of you just have all your offerings with one simple CTA for each of them. And I am going to join this one simply because that falls very much into the category of things that I'm trying anyway. So let's see. And I also get to see how this actually works. Oh, nice. What's this? So this is a Canva page. Oh, wow. So it seems that she built that whole thing in Canva. Can that be? I think that's a really, really cool way to present all of the things you're doing at once. And I love it that you get onto the webpage and you just see that there is a bunch of free stuff here that you can actually learn from. And so if you just go back here and try this one again. Right, so you come back here, you see that there is a bunch of free stuff. It tells you, okay, you can get my 10 framework, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm going to steal this idea. I think this is brilliant. Right. You tear down of your... I wonder how this works. Is this... Okay, and so she's using something called stand for this. Interesting. Let's see, turn your X into real growth channel. Oh, and it remembers my stuff. Interesting. We're going to wait with that because that sounds like an expensive offering that we don't really want to do right now. I do want to do this in the future, so I'm going to bookmark this. Let's see. Going to move that up here. And then let's figure out what is the stand that she's using. Meet your all-in-one creator store. Stand the easiest way to make money online. Okay. Best creators use stand. Okay, so I would doubt whether it actually replaces Calendly because I use some pretty advanced features for Calendly. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But I do think that this is quite interesting though. So, okay, but $29 a month. It feels like one-to-one coaching strategy. Okay, cool. That might be something that I'm trying, but at least the web page itself, I think we could easily replicate. So this is pretty great. Love that. Okay. That is something that we want to have, and I think I know exactly where we should have that. So that's definitely something that's on my to-do list now. The great thing about being an indie hacker is that there's always something to distract you. The next big thing to chase. Let's see, what did it say about how... Oh, it's still on milestone 4. Why is it still on milestone 4? It was supposed to be done ages ago. And what happened to our message? My God, some of these things that these LLMs discover is actually pretty insane. Like, I'm sure we would have discovered this as normal developers as well, but honestly, without digging into the details of it, this is somewhat cryptic to me, right? So there is a lot to unpack here. There is something with the screenshots of Chrome, which seems to be using RGB8, which probably just means 256 values for each of the colors. And what we really need is RGBA, which means that we need alpha, and not sure what sRGB is, but clearly that's... So I think that's quite interesting. I am wondering... Let's just try to ask it about this, because I'm actually really curious. Let's see. How did we discover it? With a new end-to-end CLI test. Not I expect, no. So the test rendered the thumbnails through pinned, then sealed the package QA command. QA correctly returned failed on inspecting. Okay. Okay, I have so many questions around how we discovered this, because this is really cool, right? We have so many different kinds of gates, and this is why it takes so long for this flow to finish. So one of the things is that when we design a new task we want to do or new product, what we really do is we have requirements with acceptance criteria, we have end-to-end user flows, we have a whole set of gates that will auto-audit what was done. So it builds out the whole thing, it tries it end to end. It has this red team, blue team technology where it's basically set up where it's trying to attack its own solution and figure out what is wrong. And I would love to unpack exactly what was the thing that made this work, that made us discover this, because this seems to be a relatively subtle thing. But I believe that the reason why we discovered this is because of all of these gates that we have instated. However, I'm not going to dive into that now, because if I start throwing too much content at the LLM, I'll just end up getting a whole heap of junk that's going into the context, and I don't want to do that for that simple reason that might just distract it more than it actually benefit what I learned from it. So let's leave that for now. Let's get back to fastcodes.io and see where we are with that. Oh, so it seems that we still have quite a bit. Let's see. Did it start implementing things, or did it just... Did it start implementing the things it should? So the worker contract is now explicit in the target stories and acceptance criteria. Great job. This is exactly what we want. ARR release, visibility, DLQ, so dead letter exchange, and Ray execution guard, grateful shutdown. Okay, so it has a lot of the right buzzwords here for whether it's doing or planning to do what I actually asked it to do. Fastcode owns only the training job variant handler and code state mapping. The trace now has a clean contract. We see it updated a bunch of requirements and a bunch of acceptance criteria and 6 user flows. So this means that we now have something that's quite comprehensive in what it is doing, and hopefully 3 new milestones, while the old desktop sponsored artifacts remain intact and explicitly superseded. Okay, cool. That's great. Okay, we actually have a leftover from yesterday that we didn't touch on, which was the carousel. And I am curious what went wrong, so why it went wrong. Selected newer top level carousel, blah, 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 blah. Inspected, checked. The corrected approach consolidates these compound. Okay. Let's see, did it actually? Okay, could you? So one of the things that we're really trying to do here is set up this flow where we are having leads coming in automatically. We're having social media being populated automatically. We want this to be as seamless as possible so we can just generate the most traffic possible to our channel, to our sales funnel, and all of these things. And what we're working on right here is the carousel generator. So we had already made that one, but somehow something went wrong yesterday when we were trying to run it. And today we are just checking if the corrected version is now running the way it should. And hopefully that should give us 7 movies, carousels, whatever you want to call it, in about 10 minutes. But we'll see. Okay, it's done with the overlay. Let's see. Okay, I quite like this. That's quite nice. That actually looks super professional. The only thing is that I want the live stream to show me, so if we could move this one down, move this one up, and then make a transparent thing in the middle. Let's try that out, because I think that's going to look super awesome if we do that. Okay, this looks great. Let's make a few changes to it though. So first of all, let's move the timer down so it's at the bottom of the screen, and move the / live starting soon up to the top, and then make a big transparent area in the middle where you can see the real camera. So we're going to put this as an overlay onto an existing camera so that there's still things going on and people can see that things are happening. I think that would be great. Could you do that? So I think we want to keep the original one as well in the repository, just to make sure that we don't end up with something that we don't want and then have to backtrack, because that's going to be horrific. And I really like what it's done here. It's really on brand. It looks super great, right? And in theory, you could just put this on and then put the little camera on the side and you would still have something showing. But oh, it doesn't need to make it transparent, right? I can just put the image on top of it. We almost overcomplicated things here. So basically, if we would have done what it was doing, it would have a whole heap of trouble around trying to make the images transparent within the video. But that's probably not going to work because I don't think it's a very standard thing to do. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly what we're doing here, where we're having one video overlaying on another one, and that's going to just work out fine. So I think this will be super cool. Okay, that means that we are getting to a point where I'm starting to be happy with the quality of the live stream. So we've sorted the top or all of the banners. We're now having a countdown. We're having a live stream page where you can see the next live stream. And all of this basically created with zero effort. So we've just asked Codex to implement all of this for us. Okay, and so while we've been doing this, one of my AI agents have now found another lead who actually responds. So I've just written a message back trying to get that person into booking a call. So this is super exciting. We have 2 sales calls for this week, and hopefully we'll get more booked in as AI agents get more into the flow of who should they contact, who shouldn't they contact, what does good emails look like. So I'm really excited about this. This also means that I feel like we can tick off the lead generation. So we have a solid plan for doing this, and it seems to be working. The only thing is we're going to improve it. We're going to add Google AdWords into it. And hopefully with the people that we are targeting now, we'll get a better understanding of what does the ideal customer profile look like. And that will help us tune our campaign on AdWords as well. So I'm super excited about this because it feels like we're actually getting somewhere. And the whole thing is we do this without putting too much effort into it. So it's not that we don't work hard. So I'm basically working around the clock to get this running. But here's the thing, right? Generating leads, building out a YouTube channel that you're actually proud of and that you want people to see, building out applications that you think are great. All of those things are huge efforts. So typically in the old world, we would hire full-time employees just to sit and send emails, understand how people are working. Now as a solopreneur, you can do these things. You can get all of these things up running with the right tools. And so the world is changing, and it's changing rapidly. So this is so cool because you watching this and probably being a solopreneur or somebody who's very much into running a business efficiently are living in a period where you can do so much all by yourself. Literally all of the things that I'm doing right now is running by agents, and all I'm doing is trying to coordinate all of this. And I think it's super exciting. So I think we're going to see some solopreneurs just skyrocket over the next years as they work out exactly how they are going to do all of this. Okay, this is better, but it's using the wrong template, and this is actually somewhat tiresome because we corrected. I can't recall if I did this in a live stream. I don't think so, but we did correct this in a previous. Let's just check this out. See, does this actually play? Need to pause the music for a second here. Wait, let it. Okay, and. Okay, so it does create. Let me just pull this down here so you can follow what I'm actually doing. Oh. I probably need to kill some stuff here because we have an awful lot of windows open. Okay, so have a look here. So this is what it actually created. Now this is the old design. And I'm not entirely happy with this because it ought to have used a newer design. But what it did do right is it turned it into a video. It does download the right music. It does add that. So I think we are very far along the way. Now the only thing we need to do is correct the design. So we will just instruct it to do that and tell it that this is not good enough. Cool. And now it has done the overlay video as well. Let's have a look at what that will look like. That would look something like this. And then we could... Okay, I feel like... So if we make this top thing, make that into an overlay. Yeah, that's what we need to do, right? So the top thing needs to be an overlay. That would be the right thing to do. Let's just go ahead and do that. Cool. Let's just dictate this one instead. Okay, here's what I want you to do. So keep the video as it is, but remove the top part from it. So remove the logos and all of that. Then turn the logos and turn the whole top header thing into a overlay PNG that we can add. So we're going to add the video first, and we're going to add another video on top of it, and then we want the overlay as the third thing. So if you could add that, then I think we would have a solid setup for this. Let's see how well it does this. Good. Then we're back at fast code. So where are we with this? Okay, cool. It has the flow correct. Training uses compound coders jobs, SQS, blah, 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 blah. Libs automation, that seems good. A dead letter, exchange queue, good, 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 good. And honestly, yeah, it's used all the playbooks it should use. Honestly, just go ahead and do this. Okay. Let's just check if it feels that it's unblocked. Okay, and we're going to press play here, continue the loop. this does not exactly look like what I had in mind, so I think I'm going to lower my expectations. I am not sure. Maybe these are just tests, but we're supposed to use fal.ai for doing these things. And instead, it produces something that looks rather garbage-ish. Like, this is... Let's just try to ask some clarifying questions. I wonder if it's trying to do a combination of fal.ai and then adding graphics on top of it with graphics and text on top of it with a browser. Let's see what it's saying. The finished workflow is intended to use fal.ai, generate and edit creativity, and use the... Oh wow, this is actually super complicated. Wow. Okay. The image is showed is only a zero-spend engineering fixture. Oh, okay, cool. This makes me feel a lot more confident about what we're building here. But like, okay, so just check out what we're doing here, right? This is actually way more complicated than what I had imagined. So it's basically doing the same flow as I would do as a normal person developing these things, right? I would go to fal.ai, generate a first version of what the thumbnail should look like without any text or anything, and then I would add the text on top of that and possibly add a few images and stuff like that. And it seems that it's doing exactly that. So it's replacing Photoshop with a browser so that they can programmatically add the elements that it wants to add, and then use fal.ai for actually creating the main image. I think that's really cool. I'm very curious where this is going to lead and how close we're going to be to having something that is completely autonomous. But man, we're getting to a point where everything is becoming autonomous, right? We have lead generation, we have the thumbnail generator coming in, we have a way to create carousels, and yeah, we've just automated so much here that it's insane. It's really insane. Let's see what it's saying on the thumbnail generation. Yeah, okay, cool. So it found the long-running job and so it feels like we have a little bit of cleaning up to do here, because it's having some old cards that it's sticking to and not quite where we want it to be. But I think these are minor things once we've gotten the flow right. All right, so we've come to an end of this live stream, and I really hope you have enjoyed it. So next live stream is tomorrow, and we'll continue working on these things. We'll continue building out the whole system for automating all of your business while we are building more SaaS companies on the side, building out our YouTube channel, growing our X account, and getting more leads in. So Follow for more, and don't forget to subscribe.